Why people wake up after 35. Unlock the power of your personal transformation. Your soul's wake-up call. Why restlessness hits after 35. Have you ever noticed? It's as if, at a certain age, often after 35, 40, or a bit later, something clicks, something stirs deep within us. A persistent restlessness, a feeling that the life we're living no longer fits, even if, on the outside, it seems perfectly aligned with what society expects. This phenomenon, which many find mysterious and unsettling, is often dismissively labeled a midlife crisis. But what if I told you that, instead of a breakdown, it's a natural and powerful process? It's your awakening arriving, a profound rewiring of your inner software that the rat race and others' expectations from your youth prevented from happening sooner. Until this age, most of us have lived on autopilot. We followed the script handed to us, studied what we were told to study, chased the job that brings status, tried to build the perfect family, all in pursuit of external approval and happiness out there. We wore a mask, our persona, shaped to perform society's ideal of success. In that journey, we often silenced our intuition, ignored what our true self craved, and buried our authentic desires under the weight of an invisible burden. The existential void we felt was masked by the energy and constant distractions of youth. But then, something shifts fundamentally. We hit 35, 40, and the rules of the game stop working. What once drove us, recognition, money, competition, loses its pull. Meaning and purpose become more important than accumulation. This restlessness is the echo of your essence finally breaking through, because living on the surface no longer sustains you. This isn't your failure. It's your soul signaling it's time to level up. It's your best chapter announcing itself. This is the moment life, with its relentless wisdom, invites you into a journey of true individuation. It's time to shed the masks and embrace a life that's genuinely yours. This crisis isn't bad luck or a personal flaw. It's a universal phenomenon, a soul's cry tired of living a life that doesn't belong to it. It's your body, mind, and spirit signaling that disconnection from your authenticity has become unsustainable. For many, this is the first step toward a transformation that will redefine what success and happiness mean. It's your chance to become the sculptor of your own life. If you feel this restlessness, comment a word that describes it for you, like calling, discomfort, or turning point. Like if this restlessness resonates with you, comment your word, and subscribe to Healthy Evolution for more transformative content. When the mask cracks, the psychology of your midlife shift. Why does this awakening phenomenon become so prevalent around 35? The answer isn't mystical, it's deeply psychological. At this stage of adulthood, the persona, the social mask Carl Jung introduced, starts to wear thin beyond repair. Think of the persona not as something bad, but as armor we use to protect and adapt. In the first half of life, it's useful, almost essential. But over time, cracks inevitably appear. The roles of successful professional, perfect parent, or flawless person become unsustainable. The frictions of modern life, career frustrations, relationship challenges, the realization that some choices were made just to please others begin to erode this mask structure. That's when your raw essence, your true self, long suppressed, starts pushing to break free, demanding room to breathe. The 30s-40s crisis is what society calls this transition. It's the moment when the existential void becomes too loud to ignore. It's the echo of a soul neglected for years, the result of a life lived by others' expectations, rather than your true purpose. The restlessness isn't a problem to fix with more work or consumption. It's an urgent call to the journey of individuation, the path to becoming whole, by integrating the mask and essence into a more authentic, complete self. It's the moment of reckoning, what you want to do versus what you should do. Deep psychology teaches us this is an inevitable phase of reassessment. Years of chasing external approval and material success hit a saturation point. The mind starts seeking meaning, an inner peace unshaken by external circumstances. The body, once able to endure the rat race without complaint, shows signs of fatigue, asking for care and a fuller life. The journey of individuation becomes a necessity, not a luxury. It's time to rebuild your existence on a foundation of self-awareness and authenticity. If you relate to the feeling that your mask is weighing too heavily, that your essence wants to break through, comment the word "emerge" to signal you're ready to embrace this transformation. If this reflection struck a chord, leave a like, comment, emerge, and subscribe to Healthy Evolution for more insights on self-discovery. Breaking free from autopilot. Signs of your life's rebuild. How does this awakening show up in your adult life? How can you be sure the crisis you feel is actually a sign your best phase is coming? The first sign, perhaps the most liberating, is your growing intolerance for the superficial. Empty small talk, gossip, social obligations that bring no real joy, they start to drain you. Your energy, once scattered in 1,000 directions to please everyone, becomes a precious resource you learn to protect. This is your selective essence emerging, your intuition guiding you toward connections and activities that truly nourish you. You're not becoming antisocial, you're becoming authentic. Another unmistakable sign is a shift in priorities. What once seemed the pinnacle of success status, salary, or ignition loses its shine. Instead, what drives you is the search for purpose, meaning, and an inner peace that transcends society's external metrics. You start asking, what would make me feel truly alive, even if no one else is watching? This is the key to fulfillment, the turning point that pulls you out of the rat race and sets you on a path of true individuation. It's your true identity taking charge, swapping external approval for inner realization. Loneliness, once a fear, becomes a powerful ally. You begin to cherish moments of quiet, using them for deep reflection and self-discovery. In this silence, you hear your soul's voice, uncovering your genuine desires, and finding the courage to make choices that may not make sense to others, but resonate deeply with your truth. This isn't escaping the world, it's returning to your core, a space where you reconnect with yourself and prepare to build a life aligned with your essence. To put this transformation into practice, start small. Say no to a social invitation you'd accept out of obligation. Spend 15 minutes in solitude, observing your thoughts without judgment. List 3 things that brought you joy in childhood or adolescence that you've abandoned. Act on 1. These small acts of rebellion against the matrix are like bricks in building your new, authentic, fulfilling life. The crisis is the invitation. Action is the response. If you're ready to start this reconstruction, comment the word "rebuild" to commit to your truth. Like if you feel this shift, comment "rebuild" and subscribe to Healthy Evolution for more inspiration on personal transformation. Embrace your true self. Build a life of purpose and freedom. If this deep dive into the signs of awakening touched your soul, if the realization that the adult crisis isn't the end, but the start of your best phase resonates with your inner restlessness, know that this is your essence vibrating. It's your true identity launching a powerful transformation, rejecting the persona's masks and the invisible chains of others' expectations. The existential void and frustration aren't signs of failure, but the necessary push for your deepest, most authentic realization. You're on the cusp of a freedom most don't dare to dream of, a freedom to live on your own terms, to truly break free from a life that no longer serves you and embrace the fulfillment authenticity offers. The first step is awareness and courage. Recognize that society sold us an ideal of success and happiness that, for many, is misaligned with our inner truth. The rat race may have led you to build a life that looks impressive on the outside, but left a gaping hole in your soul. Now is the time to redefine what success means to you, to find a purpose measured not in money or status, but in meaning and inner peace. Invest in self-discovery as your primary tool. Dive into deep psychology and philosophy, which serve as maps for this journey of individuation. Carl Jung taught us that true fulfillment comes from integrating all parts of our being, suppressing them. Create spaces of solitude and silence to hear your intuition, the voice of your essence that always knew the way. Let go of the need for external approval and understand that peace and happiness are born within, from your own acceptance. Remember, your awakening isn't a solitary journey. Many, like you, feel this restlessness and seek a life with more meaning. What the new matrix doesn't want you to discover is your own power, your innate ability to choose, to create your own reality, to live with a purpose that's uniquely yours. This is the best phase of life, when you become the architect of your own existence, free from invisible mental prisons. What awaits you is a life of fulfillment your former self never dared to dream of. If you're ready to reprogram your mind and live a life of authenticity, comment a word that represents the action you'll take from now on, like question, disconnect, seek, or act. If this message inspired you, comment your action word, and subscribe to Healthy Evolution to continue your journey of self-discovery.